And we're live. Hi there, this is Brian Cummings, and welcome to the Voice of E-commerce, the broadcasting arm of our e-commerce business school. And today is day one of our big 4-day grand opening. We're celebrating with our brand new free membership. Our goal is to display to the public that we are real people who have a go-giving community that supports and empowers each other. I'm thrilled to have you here. Let's take your business to the next level with this edition of the Voice of E-commerce. So please type in "add me" in the comment section to receive future notifications of the future Voice of E-commerce broadcasts. And I want to welcome here today Kathleen Cleary. Kathleen is a trainer and copywriter for the E-commerce business school. So pleased to have you here. You and I've worked together for a while. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hi. Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you. So I am a staff copywriter for the company, but I actually came into the community as a member of the community to be trained in learning about internet marketing and having an e-commerce business. And so I went through a lot of the training, and like many people in the community, I started with the Shop Your Way to Wealth program, which teaches you how to sell on Amazon. And after time, you discover now Amazon is a wonderful way to get fast cash, and they provide the traffic. So you have this immediate customer base, and you sell your products and you get your cash, but Amazon actually owns the customers. And so as I moved through training with the e-commerce business school, I got interested in having more of a branded business or my own business, which would then provide me with my own customer base. And so really, once you have your own business selling online, one of your most valuable assets is your customer base, because once you have emails and or phone numbers for customers, you can market to them repeatedly. And a huge factor in being able to market to and sell to customers, get them to buy from you, is when they know, like, and trust you.
That's that KLT factor.
That's the KLT factor: know, like, and trust.
Hey, Kathleen, tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more, because you've been in the community longer than I have, right? How long have you been in the community?
Probably since 2010 or 11.
Oh, wow. So I started 2014. I know you've been one of the old timers. Anne's had this community for about 11 years now, 12 years, something like that. So when you came in, were you already selling on Amazon?
No, this was actually, I came into this community before Anne Sieg, the CEO and founder of the e-commerce business school, before she moved into the e-commerce space. It was more internet marketing, and teaching people about sales funnels and things like that.
And that's where you learned.
Was a little.
Is that where you learned some of your
Pardon?
copywriting skills?
I had I trained formally separate from what the work I was learning from Anne. I went through a training program for copywriting, but it was fortuitous for me and hopefully for Anne that once she discovered I had those skills, I'd gone through so many different training programs with. She shifted into the e-commerce business, to training on e-commerce, like specifically buying or selling products online. And I went through a number of the training programs. So and I did a lot of selling on Amazon and the book flipping. You created the book flipping program, and I did that for quite a while and enjoyed it a lot. But I was actively learning to sell and experiencing, the joy and the pain points, like the struggles and how do you get this going. And it was through the training that I got the answers and all. But when Anne discovered I was a copywriter and I started to work for her, it was very easy for me to speak to the members that were learning to do this, because I had done it and I'd swum in the pond and I experienced all the different things that people were being trained on. So it was easy for me to be able to speak to the members because having walked in the shoes.
Great. Let's move through that path that you went through a little bit. So you worked with Anne in the community in developing a business, and
Mm-hmm.
then you saw the Shop Your Way to Wealth program to be able to sell products on Amazon.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And I became an FBA seller with Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, during that time period when I became aware of the book flipping profit system, another program that e-commerce business school offers. And I loved it. I really loved shopping for books and, selling them online. Um, there's effort and work and time involved in whether you're an FBA seller or a book flipper or doing wholesale selling. And I, so prior to becoming a seller, I was a copywriter anyway, and I loved doing copywriting. So when I started getting hired for projects for the school, that's really where my heart was. And so, I pulled back from the book flipping because I would spend a whole day, easily a whole day traveling and going to the book sales, et cetera, and then the prepping, packing, shipping, et cetera. Enjoyed it, but I just didn't have the hours available combined with the work I was doing as a copywriter, and I really loved that work. So made the conscious choice to pull out of FBA selling, although now, because the e-commerce business school has taught members about having your own branded business and a print-on-demand store, I got very interested because I can see doing that easily as well as continuing to work as a copywriter.
Okay.
And in that process.
There's a lot of opportunities here in e-commerce, isn't there?
Many opportunities, so many different
Yes.
angles that you can go.
Okay, so you sold on Amazon and you also flipped books on Amazon as well. And you were writing copy for Amazon. That means like the product titles and the description for your own store.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you started working for Anne, helping Anne write copy as well as working with our members. I know you done some trainings, and you also helped me with my own store, which we'll get to in just a moment. So tell us a little bit more about how you were the training on copywriting and helping our members with copywriting.
Okay, so I was trained actually through an organization called the American Writers and Artists Institute, and went through a basic copywriting course and a master's course, and I got coaching, and it parallels what happens right here in the e-commerce business school. It's like, I want to learn the skill. You start with the basics, you sort of ascend up to more advanced programming and levels, and then I got coaching and mentoring, which currently is really one of the highlights, I think, of the e-commerce business school, because there's a lot of mentoring. As a matter of fact, it's known as a results-based entrepreneurial mentoring community.
That's right.
So, so that happened for me as a copywriter, and then certainly as a member of the community here. And then as I got projects writing, I've done many, many, many emails and some sales letters for the e-commerce business school and some training. As you know, we've worked together at live events and done some training with the members. And I just watched the introductory interview that Anne just did with Kay Curtis and Sarah Sudis, and I had met them at a live event, and certainly it's one of the best ways to develop relationships and business partnerships and network. And I turn to those two many times when I'm stumped and not quite sure how to do something, and I'll either get on one of the support calls that EBS offers, or sometimes they'll just, get online with me and help work me through what I'm not understanding needs to be done. That's a beautiful part of the community as well, because there's so much interest all the members have in helping others be successful and teaching the skills that they've learned. And it's a very comfortable place to reach out and say, I need some help. And
you, Kay, and Sarah are evidence of that, of the supportive community that we have here. So you've trained some of our members on how to write copy, which is titles and descriptions, sales information. on their Amazon product pages. And now you are working with members and helping us, and you've helped me with my own print-on-demand store. This is a store outside of Amazon. It's a website, a web store, in which we're learning how to build the store and sell products of our own products on Amazon or on our websites. And you're helping us with that too. Yes?
Yes, and we've created an email. So once you have that customer's email, and that becomes really one of your greatest assets, there's lots of opportunities to communicate with your customers. And so they're no longer cold traffic that doesn't know you exist or what you offer. Now they're warm traffic or warm buyers because they've been your customer. And there's lots of opportunities to send emails out. You can run a lot of, how people a lot of times on their website, you'll get to a website, I think yours has this, and there'll be a pop-up. It can be early on when you come to the website, or it could be as you're about to leave, but oftentimes there's an offer that pops up, hey, put your email here and get your 10% or 20% or, join the newsletter, whatever. But once you have somebody's email, then you can start developing the relationship that will build the know, like, and trust factor. So for instance, if somebody put their email into your offer for your 20% coupon, you can right away have an email go out introducing you, thank you for taking me up on my offer. I am Brian Cummings of Stir Crazy Gifts, for example, and a little bit of just sort of getting the relationship going. So they have a sense of working with a real person, just like we do here at EBS, and someone who cares about them as a customer. And if they buy a product, you can, thank them for their purchase, send an email when it's shipped so they know it's on the way. You can send a subsequent email answering maybe frequently asked questions about the product, or an email showing other customers who bought it and loved it and used it. Sometimes, a lot of times on Facebook, you'll see people with a product all around the world. They buy the product, and here I am in Paris, and here I am in London, and they're showing the product. And there's contests. There's emails you can, after your product should have arrived, you can send an email, hey, did it get there safely? And do you have any questions? So many different ways to communicate, and each one builds upon that knowing and getting to know you, getting to like you more because you keep showing how much you care about them. It's not like, hey, thanks for buying from me, and then they don't hear from you again. It's letting them know that you're interested, that your product is a good product, they like it, they know how to use it, they don't have any further questions. And so when you subsequently send another offer, and you can do that even, maybe you do 5, 6, 7 emails, and maybe in your 5th or 6th, here's this another offer, and they're already warmed up to you, and they're more likely to, purchase from you. People like to buy from people they know, like, and trust. And there's a concept called the abandoned cart email. And a lot of times, if you have a store and somebody puts a product in their cart, but they don't buy it, it doesn't always mean they decided not to buy it. A phone could ring, somebody can interrupt them, they could get distracted and go to a different site and, lose track of that they were there. And so a lot of most email programs that you use, OmniSend, Constant Contact, there's so many different ones, they make it real easy to set up these autoresponders. And when you set up an abandoned cart email, say, hey, you left something in your cart, or there's lots of catchy ways to write the abandoned cart emails, you can put a link in that takes them right to their page that has the product in the cart. So you make life really easy. It's like, remind them they were looking at this, and, encourage them to make that purchase. And all they had to do was click, and boom, there they are.
Kathleen, you created a series of 6 emails for my customers. In fact, you created more than that, but there was a particular 6 email series. So what this meant for those that are listening, you have your own store and you're selling products, and somebody comes and visits your store and gives you their email address, or they abandon the cart, meaning they put a product in their shopping cart and then they don't check out, they don't purchase it. The series that you wrote for me, Kathleen, that then I'm automatically sending those emails. I don't have to do anything. It's already written. And it was written in my voice. Hi, this is Brian Cummings, and I want to thank you for visiting my store. It was like that. And it went on to some detail. Well, what that's done for me in my store is that it's created my voice out there, that I'm talking to these people. They're getting these emails from me. And I had somebody write me back, a customer, somebody I didn't know at all, write me back and say, what a classy message. Now, marketers never get that. That was just amazing. I know I shared that with you. She felt like I was really talking to her specifically, and that what her needs and desires were really mattered to me. And that's the message that she got from that email. It was such beautifully written. This makes the difference between just throwing a bunch of products onto a web store and showing people, here, buy my stuff, versus forming this relationship that creates that know, like, and trust factor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. You are highly skilled at this, and I just wish that our members took advantage of what you do more often. I'm looking forward to the next event that we do with our Shopify store owners. I'm hoping you'll be able to participate in that and be working with some of those members at that time.
I've enjoyed, I've worked with several members and really enjoyed working with them a lot. Mm-hmm. But as a copywriter, what you said, that's really one of the most important skills, I suppose, is you get hired by a client and you try to get to know them really well before you write the first word, because you do want to write in their voice. You do want to reflect their personality and what their business is all about. And it's really very, very important. So apparently it works. So I'm glad to hear that.
You really shine at that, and it's one of your gifts. And I think you've really found your sweet spot in e-commerce through your copywriting. Hey, Kathleen, thank you very much for being here today. Do you have any final words? Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I encourage anyone, if you're not in e-commerce, but you have an interest or you're just curious, how do I make money online? Most people, that thought goes through their head. How do I make money online, and how can I work from home? And so this weekend with this grand opening we have, it's a great opportunity. As I understand it, there's going to be numerous, at least 17 success stories, interviews going on, people talking about all these divergent paths that they've gone down. But at the end of the day, they're implementing what they're being trained on at the e-commerce business school. So It's a great opportunity.
Great. Thank you. And for those of you that are listening, we have a free membership for you. I highly recommend that you take advantage of that. Check us out. It's at joinebs.com, joinebs.com. Kathleen, thanks once again. I see there's a little note here from one of our members, Dave Balback. He says, I second that Kathleen clearly is highly skilled. So take care, everybody. And stay tuned for more interviews with our members this weekend. Bye-bye.
Take care.